It's my great honor to be here. So I have to pay special thanks to Mac for inviting me. Without him, I will never have the chance to tell you, to share my experience, what is happening in my city, Taichung. Taichung is a city of 3 million people in the center of Taiwan Island. When the last mile of Taiwan railway system was connected in 1908, Taichung started to boom and get it well, and just like other cities of the world, get expanding and constructing, and all the traffic system was built, and interchanges and superhighway stations brought people to the suburban. And the government and funds invest in the suburban and brought people to outside of the downtown, so the downtown get abandoned and vacuum. So, since the change are destined for the city, what can architects do for it? Still design buildings, or be accompanied with the urban evolution. So, the following 4 project is what I'm doing right now for my city, just all in the downtown and almost around the train station. The first project is Taichung Literature Museum. It's a site with 6 old dome houses of participation, and it was built during Japanese occupied era, and it was reused to be a Taichung Literature Museum. So I tried to keep all the content and all the context of history and the element and transferred it to literature elements. The orange one is the site. Half of the site was demolished by the government and to be an empty plant. And we just kept 6 dome houses there. Taichung was used to be called cultural city, but not now. Embarrassing. So when I got the start design, I have to keep the value system of urban spaces, that is public, context, and history and sustainability. So I think about the boundary of the past. In the past is fasting. For the future, I have to open it. So you can see the fences to separate all the units one by one, but as a whole museum, we have to change it and welcome people from the street. So let's compare with the before and after pictures. It's open and used to be enclosed by the street, and we opened it. Okay, so when people see it was open, they are enjoy to step in the garden to join all the events inside. But something about the internal context of the past. You can see They are divided, but we have to open it inside to merge every unit or put it all together. So we have to find the clues of history. In the past time, the government demolished it, but I tell the government we have to revive it. Just like it's an old wall or fence, but I put some windows, just like camera. We got windows and bring the both sides of the park all together, and you can see through it. An old tree set behind the fence, but when we set the wall back of the tree, the old tree became the focus of the garden. The fight was swallowed by an old tree, big tree, but we do nothing about it. Okay. To become a literature museum, we also concentrate the roles of the elements. We put some trees and some plants that inspire people to enjoy it, and the flowers to make sense of literature and inspire them to read, to write, to read, and put something new and keep something old. And moreover, we have to remodel the visual effect. It's a boring pedestrian, but when we open it, the picture becomes the focus of the art. There is a very, very big tree set behind the fence and the old houses. When we remodel the surroundings, environment, it becomes the focus, the spiritual of the garden. So, the most things we have to keep is the spirit of the past. In the past, it's residential, it's private. So the literary is for public. So you can see, I believe that there used to be many stories inside, but that's private, belonging to somebody who ever lived in. But we have to create the new future for the newcomers. So we put new elements, something like that, literary, the same pool for the kids, and point on the wall. And put some pavilion in the garden, just like bookmarks. And people who sitting in it, you can get its own place, but in the public area. And get the sound, the light, the shade. The most important thing is to bring people back to this area, in this super compact district. People taking rest here, and the children playing here, and they part out here. That's my daughter. She just appeared in a very dramatic background. Let me show you a video. from this video, we can see how we open the boundary to the street, to the city. And every individual houses were bring together again. The old roof was repaired, a big tree. It's amazing. And some furniture put inside and the pavilion for people to rest in. Many kinds of trees, that is to inspire people to remind their habit in reading, in writing. You can sit in the pavilion, read your books, and play your cell phone, and just take a snack. So people enjoy it, and it attract 1 million people to visit here in the past 4 years. Okay. The second project that I made is Empire Sugar Factory. The gray belt is the railway station. It's the railway road of Taitung. So it separated the city from into two parts, and the sugar factory is in the industrial area in the backside of the city. So it stopped its production in 1990s and was acquired by a huge commercial project, but it failed because of the financial crisis. So the site was abandoned for 2 decades. So now the building has been conserved and changed into a museum of industrial story with large and beautiful surrounding. Most of the histories are demolished. Now we got some of them. There's a past just at the back side of the train station. Abandoned for 2 decades. But it's beautiful in the decorations outside and some details in the truss, in its tile. So the first mission of me is to restore the historical building. I repair it, and more than restoration, you got to reuse it. A restaurant besides the lake, and more than it, we have to create open spaces and light and beautiful lights at night. And something about the surrounding and the city. So we have to consider about the relationship that's connecting the surrounding district, even the surrounding town. So some of the historical clues have been kept. So we can say it got the potentials of memory, historical buildings, and park for people, and the setting for children. So it got the master plan and drawing the corner, the spot, and the path of the park. It got the master plan and a very, very important cruise of the tracks of the railway of sugar factory to the railway station was reviewed. So we have to highlight the old buildings to be the symbolic things in this park and represent the trace of the railway of sugar factory to the train station. That we can show the connection, just the past industry area and transportation. Ecological things we made just like this, and people can walk here. And some platforms for them. Electricity, or something like stages. Bridges was made for people to enjoy it, and the waterfront is always popular for the people, and the forest and the plaza. But the functional purpose for it, for the pool, is of fruit detentions. In the waterfront, people can sit here and enjoy the water. So it will become the very, very good environmental education spot of the city. We made a tower for people to step up and take a whole overview of the surroundings and know, and by this they can know the connection of the part of the sugar factory and the Taichung train station. All we have done is for people, for humanity. So people walk in here, enjoy it, and to find themselves and find the history of this place. Let me show you a video. So we got the orientation from the train station to these old buildings and got some waterfalls beside it and some platforms for people. So we made many biodiversities in this park. The fountains, the water gate, and made some paths in the forest. And when you step across step on the bridge, you can step on the tower and just look all over the surroundings. So it changed from abandoned factory to a popular park. It's under construction and will be done this year, the end of this year. Then the third project I have to show you is Taiwan Connection, 1908. The site is the old railroad. 15 years ago, the Taiwan Railway Administration made a decision to elevate the railway. So, we got something to do for it. So let's get architect, me, and mechanical, and some engineer and expert join this project. The total distance is 1 mile. In the center of the downtown. It's the birth of Taichung city. Just because, it's just that just like Amazon, it's transportation platform for this city. So many historical elements are still kept today. So how can I keep it? For the memories of the past and for the future. So people start to think there should be something we can do for it. We have to preserve it, not just only because the parking lot for the residents. So we start our initiative and do a lot of things to tell people the importance to keep it. And the tour guide, the newspaper, and many speeches and workshops and tour and farewell concert. That movement attracted many experts to join us, including architects, including railway experts, an engineer, and the retired staff of the TRA. Then the Mayor Lin catch the idea and take the initiative and turn it to the policy of government. The government think they want to make a green circle just surrounding the downtown. And connect all the important spots of the city. But it's a long distance. It's just a big circle. And when the railway is conserved, something different, something fun to happen. And I see people move around the downtown. You can choose a small circle, a medium circle, a big circle, whatever you need. So the downtown became very interesting and many opportunities and options for you to move. So all the historical places, buildings can be connected as well. You can see. So people can get a lot of fun in the movement. communities surrounding start to think how to connect their communities to the railway's green belt. And different tour routes happen. So this city in the past is for harm, and now it's for people. And the government tried to build a bikeway all around, but it cannot make it in the downtown, in the center of the downtown. But now you can, and now you make it. And in the past, it's the only way people to come and go to the train station. But right now, we have different options. Wait for the downtown area. In the past, the railway separates the city into two parts. It's a barrier. Okay. So since the railway is elevated high, people can pass through, but it just pass through. Now we create a vertical garden and a platform to bring people together. It's become a linkage. So we faced a very, very tough work to negotiate with people. We gathered professional people and to discuss with the citizens and find the problem, find the issues, to change it, become to the design strategy. Many discussions, many workshop, and tour, and on the website, and concert, and speeches, and discussion. So the main end goal of this project is to create accessibility for the communities around. So we give some tunnels, some ramps, even elevators. Kind of double or multi-layer of garden. Outdoor cinema. And all the elements of railway was kept. It used to be 4 meters high embankment. We kept it even the signage system we designed it. So I want to show 2 videos. Sorry. So people can walk on the green belt in different heights to see the city and get a different point of view for the city. And make some tunnels for them to connect, to bring the community people all together. And to become the gallery. for them to show the history. And the riverside also have some sign. And the bridge become the gate of the city. We build some pavilion and restaurants for people. They can take rest in. Some friends. So when we approach to the train station, you can see it's across many kind of communities, spaces, roads, and people can walk on it without going down to cross the traffic light. Please. The north section is more difficult to design because many buildings stand surrounded. So we have to build a skywalk to connect the station and the sugar factory. And some railway elements and some ramp provide some shadow for them. Like that. So people walking on the platform, walking on the balcony, they can get a different view of point to the city. And knowing the connection of factory area and the warehouses of the train station, the heritage and historical buildings. The old stock house, they get a skywalk to the sugar factory. And got some elevator and a staircase. The last project I want to show you is Taichung Station Railway Cultural Park. The Taichung train station area. The government put over 4 projects surrounding what it can be. It's very important. So it's not just only a park, it's a park that's related to the railway culture and life and innovation. Many historical buildings and the heritage monuments are still here. We have to keep it and turn it to highlight it and turn it to the symbolic things, buildings in this park. And we got the first generation, the second generation, and the third generation that is built last year. So it's it's a very rare thing in the world to have 3 generations part of railway station and some stock houses and the railway facilities. So we create 3 vertical accesses and 1 horizontal green belt for it. The train station, the bus station, is for the transportation on the right hand side and connect to the shopping mall, to the commercial buildings. The central line is for historical and monument. And the left hand side is a line to bring the Chuck next door famous the restores from and all the houses and some stuff for artists. The young people like it, like them. So it's not only the reuse of the old buildings, and we need to put the yellow spaces, it's new commercial for future for the young people, for the visitors. So we define it. The station is the heart of downtown. The green belt we just talked about is the artery of downtown. So the new buildings we are designed right now have to be light and soft, and to make the old buildings, historical buildings, to be the spot under the spotlight, so we cannot conflict with it. Our buildings, renovations we make, and the new things we put in. We create many plazas, about 6 or 7 plazas in the orange circle for people to get in. Very, very clear fence for people, for building, and grasses and the grass bubbles is for the commercial uses. So people can get into the park directly from the street, and we open the ground floor, and they can experience the old stock house and step on the rooftop and walk by the glass bubble to join the restaurant, the cafeteria, the bookstore. People can see all the historical buildings side by side, stand from here to see the buildings there. Bookstore here. People can walk to the plaza. You can choose how go to the hotel and to visit the bookstore. That is for traveling. And the cafeteria. And in the balcony, they can index this height to see the monument, the old station. And playgrass here. All the warehouses can be transferred to galleries on stocks. And people walking on the platform should experience the history of this building and railway culture. And the plaza in front of the station will be open to the city to welcome people to come in. This is what I'm doing for my city, Taichung. I hope you can enjoy it.